The head of West Michigan's largest school system is a finalist for a job in New York State. So what would happen if he leaves?
24-hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia spoke with a man who's been through the search process for a new school leader. Tony's live right now at GRPS headquarters. Tony?
Good evening, Susie and Brian. A spokesman for Syracuse, New York schools says there's no set timeline for when the school board there will pick a new superintendent, whether it's Bernard Taylor or the one other finalist in that case, though a decision is likely to come before the current Syracuse superintendent's contract expires in June. The school board president here says she was surprised by the announcement that Bernard Taylor was a finalist. She says that he was approached about this job, which is closer to his family, but district leaders today stress they will not make any moves until Syracuse makes a decision.
We have not started the process in talking about what we're looking for in a new superintendent because we currently have one.
If Syracuse picks Bernard Taylor and he leaves, Kevin O'Neill is familiar with what could happen next. How involved of a process is it to find a superintendent for a district that large?
For a district the size of Grand Rapids, it's fairly complex.
He's the Coopersville area superintendent, but was once a candidate for GRPS superintendent. He also served on the Northview School Board. The GRPS process would be complex, as he said, but not that different from other school systems.
They work with the community, they work with the staff to develop a profile. They put the word out and advertise for candidates, they screen candidates.
GRPS has brought in outside help for a search before, and if it does again, O'Neill says finding a search firm could take 2 to 4 months, and then finding the superintendent could take 2 to 4 months after that.
I think a challenge, especially for large city superintendents in this day and age, across the country, but particularly Michigan, is the financial problems that we're facing for next year.
Now, O'Neill says he fully expects that if Bernard Taylor takes a job in Syracuse, he would stay long enough to finalize the budget, but he says the new superintendent would have to live under those cuts that be approved this year. Now, he was the interim superintendent for a year here in Grand Rapids Public Schools, and he says if district leaders would need more time to pick a new superintendent, an interim leader is always an option. Live in Grand Rapids, Tony Tagliavia, 24-hour News 8.